Hi guys, we are starting a new playlist deploying your front end on internet, how you can deploy your front end. So we have already seen how to deploy our Next.js application in a Kubernetes cluster. We have seen all of it. Our playlist is most likely completed. There's one two video, I will add it later. That's the extra stuff. So in this video we are going to deploy our front end. Why front end? Why you deploy a front end as a separately? सेपरेटली आप अपना फ्रंट एंड क्यों डिप्लॉय करना चाहते हो और अपना बैक एंड सेपरेटली क्यों डिप्लॉय करते हो? सो दे आर basically two things. In an application there are two types of files. Let's say it is your Next.js application. We will deploy our Next.js front end. For front end we will make a portfolio website. We are going to vibe code it. The AI will make us writing the code because we don't want to waste our time in writing the code. The simple tailwind css, I don't want to write it, I feel bored. So let's say this is our Next.js application. There are two types of files, 1 and 2. So the first is static files and the second one is dynamic files. What are static files? Like your css, images, your videos, that's your static files. What are dynamic files? Let's say user hit this button and this happens, user hit this button and that happens. So these are the two types of file. So for let's say if you deployed this app on internet, let's say your user, let's say this is a user on US. If it asks your landing page for, let's say, give me that landing page, it will go to the, it will ask the page to the server itself, and the server will give the files, the static files like HTML, simple HTML, to your user, and means giving your landing page. Who gives your landing page? The server will give your landing page to the user. So there is a concept कि जितना सर्वर आपका दूर होगा उतना ही डिले होगा. The far your server is, the latency will also increase with that. So we don't want that. It's not a very अच्छा नहीं है कि user has to wait, has to see the loading spinner, even your landing page, even for your landing page. So you don't want that कि user का इतना time waste हो. You want कि user सीधा page मिल जाए. So that we are going to use this. We will learn in detail in explained way. So let's see the architecture, how we will deploy this. First step, we will make a Next.js application. For specific, we will make a portfolio. Why portfolio? Because portfolio is generally a static application, no dynamic things needed, and in interview, in resumes, a company sees the portfolio section in your resume, and your portfolio must have a योर सेल्फ डोमेन नेम, ये नहीं कि आपने वर्सेल पे जाके डिप्लॉय कर दी और आपका कोई ये डॉट वर्सेल डॉट ऐप करके आपका यूआरएल है. दैट्स नॉट कंपनी एक्सपेक्टेड फ्रॉम यू. So we will make a portfolio. Then what we are going to this, we will make a S3 bucket. We will create a S3 bucket. Delete this one. S अरे राइट हो जा भाई. S3 bucket where we store all the static files of this Next.js application. We will see how can we generate the static file from this Next.js application. So we will store the static files where the S3 bucket. Make sure before starting this playlist, I am hoping that you already have an AWS account because we are going to work with the S3 and the CloudFront. So please make an AWS account if you do not have that, and it's free. It just need a debit card or credit card and you are ready to work with these services, AWS services. So after storing your S3 bucket, after storing your all S static files in a S3 bucket, we are going to make a CDN. What CDN is, how CDN works, what are distributed systems. CDN is what? It's a network of servers distributed across all the world. That's the basic definition about the CDN. We will understand how CDN works in detail. So let's wait for that video in the playlist. So what this CDN will do, it will get our files from this S3 bucket and will give your static files to your user with less latency, and everything is cached. If the user बार बार request करेगा, so these file will be cached in the CDN server. So let's say this is a user. So then we will make this whole, then we will make this whole 3 process automate via CI CD pipeline using GitHub Actions. We will see how to write it. We have already seen how to write the CI CD pipeline using GitHub Actions in the Kubernetes playlist. So we will also see here also. We will automate all these things, means if you change in your portfolio code, it will, you just have to commit on the GitHub repo, then it will automate the whole steps like fetching your all static files from this Next.js and storing in the S3 bucket, and automatic change some configuration in the CDNs, and the CDN will automatically pick up the files. So then we will see CDN gives us a URL, a distributed URL. थोड़ा अजीब टाइप का URL होता है वो, something like that. CloudFront.aws, something like that. If you write this in your resume, that looks good. रिक्रूटर को समझ ही नहीं आएगा कि what's this URL do. So make sure your portfolio URL have specific keywords like portfolio.domain name, something like that. Your name, let's say iuse.portfolio, something like that. So we will connect a domain. Make sure you have a domain. It's cheap. In GoDaddy you can get a domain for first year like 100 rupees. So it's cheap. Go to GoDaddy or Squarespace, Namecheap, wherever you want to go. You can buy a domain from these providers. These provides the domain, whichever suits you, buy from there. Then what we will do, we will add a SSL certificate using ACM, Amazon Certificate Manager. I think it's right, Amazon Certificate Manager. Yeah, it's Amazon, sorry, AWS Certificate Manager. Yeah, Amazon's एक ही बात है. It's also a AWS tool. So if you don't have an AWS account, you will not get access to use that tool. Then after, in the final of this playlist, you will have a secure website of secure portfolio website, like, let me write it, https portfolio dot co in your .com. So that's what your recruiter wants from you. A portfolio तो होना ही चाहिए आज की डेट में. Nowadays recruiter just want your portfolio website and they can see your portfolio in the browser instead of reading the resume. First thing, the recruiter checks whether it has a portfolio or not. Sometimes recruiters selects based on this. If you have secure website, secure portfolio like this, recruiter will highly chances to interview you. So that's the architecture of this playlist. It's simple, but it's important to know. There's nothing complex here, just it's a टूल बेस्ड प्लेलिस्ट. ज़्यादातर हमारा काम टूल बेस्ड ही है. हम it's important for the interview purpose. What is CDN? That's the basic thing you know in the system design interview also. Thank you for this video.